So heading out on the lap, you go out the start finish straight and underneath the downhill bridge for the first time, and it links across and goes through the technical zone and the feed zone, and from there the technical zone goes into a VMAS section, which is right near where all the catering and VIP area will be, so that'll be perfect for viewing, and it'll give the riders a chance to recover a little bit before they go into the big climb. There is a lot of technical climbing at the start of the lap, where you're trying to hop over rocks to try and make it up the climb, so it's not only about the climbing, but it's about holding traction and picking the right line. And from there you actually drop down into a really technical section which takes you back down near the start finish area again, and that has a quite significant gap jump onto a down ramp that will really test out the cross-country riders. I think there will be a beeline to the left of that, but it will be significantly slower, so it will pay to have some jumping ability and high technical skills. The climb then goes up into a quarry section and leads onto the main climb, and that climb snakes up. It's very steep, but it also again has multiple lines, so you can choose if you want to go the steeper technical line or you want to go the more flowy wide line, but the flowy lines are slower, and then it links up and eventually you'll get to the bridge crossover section. It's super exciting to have a world level event in mountain biking back in. Yeah, so halfway up the climb you go underneath the bridge and it starts to switch back into a pretty technical uphill section, and there's a few line choices and different areas where you can potentially overtake if you've got the energy, and then the climb links up to what they call Hell's Gates, which is a rock formation at the top of the climb. Then at the very top of the climb you crest over onto the other side of the ridge and you can see out along the coastline of Cairns and all the area through there with all the suburbs and beaches and islands just off the coast. Dropping into the descent you have multiple berms, and then it goes into a steep hectic rock garden, and from there you link into what they call Croc Slide, which will be a very technical section come race day. After Croc Slide you link down a few little rollers and come across the top of the bridge again and linking onto Jacob's Ladder. So after you cross over the bridge coming off Croc Slide, you go into a section called Jacob's Ladder, and that section is iconic Cairns and Queensland rainforest, where it snakes down through a little gully and onto a rock garden, and there's also an A-line which is going to test the skills of even the best riders. From Jacob's Ladder we go into a really fast flowing berm section, and it has multiple lines again, so the more adventurous and more skilled riders can do gap jumps and get small advantages there. And you'll be hitting speeds of maybe 40 to 60 kilometers an hour, and it's going to be a really fast and fun section for all the riders. From there you just link down, sweeping through the corners and flying down the hill back into the event village. Then from the event village you go underneath the downhill course and out to the final loop. So after the flowing berm descent we go underneath the downhill and out onto a fire road section. The fire road leads into a sharp right hand corner, and then we go into a very steep technical climb. It's open, so if you're stronger at climbing you'll be able to overtake other riders, and you can have different line choices. There's steeper lines and rocky lines depending on how you're feeling and how confident you are on the climb. From the top of that short climb you'll be completely redlining at the top, and then you go into a step down rock garden descent which takes you all the way back down, and then there's a nice flowing section of single trail back into the start finish area. Yeah, the end of the lap you come out of the flowing single track and into a few rollers which will show a bit of mountain biking to the people, and brings it into the start finish area nicely, and yeah, make sure that everyone can see a bit of action just from the event village. obviously going to be really good for spectators as well.